Hello! And this is the first episode of Tavern Tales. Initially, when I started this first episode, I was going to give you a big backlog about telling you about what the game is and all that stuff. Instead, I'm just gonna give you a general gist about what it is, and then give you some hints, tips, tricks, tell you some story about something that happened in the game. I'm going to use my most recent Shadowrun experience because it's still fresh in my mind, and I don't really feel like going and digging up my player manuals from 6 years ago. So without further ado, this is Tavern Tales, and we're about to dive into it right about now-ish. Alright, as the title says, electricity tastes like the color blue, or never shoot a troll in the face. Basically, this is just me giving you a little bit of background about one of my favorite RPG settings to play in, which is Shadowrun. Now, when I say RPG settings, I mean, yeah, there's the computer RPG Shadowrun Returns, but when I say RPG setting, I mean literally like a tabletop RPG. So, let's get down to Shadowrun. Now, Shadowrun is basically, it's built upon the idea of D&D, but it is different in that the dice system is a bit more simplistic. It's 6-sided dice instead of 12-sided dice, and Shadowrun allows for more freedom. There are archetypes, like you have your warrior, your ranger type characters, but they aren't called that. Your warrior type are called street samurai, and these are people who excel at the martial arts. So a street samurai might be a human being who's had augmentations to make them physically stronger, eye augmentations to make them more accurate, maybe adrenal modifications to make it so that they can literally move incredibly quickly for a short period of time and do massive amounts of damage. And they might wield a die-cutted katana, which is basically a katana that's been forged, and then they take the edge and they use diamond dust in order to reinforce the edge so it can slice through practically anything. A street samurai is badass, You give a dude that who can get in close and slice you to shreds with a katana, and then you give them maybe a machine gun with their enhanced eye accuracy. They're not to be fucked with. Then you have magicians, mages, and shamans, which they both use magic, but it's different. A shaman forms a contract with creature, a being of a spiritual plane, and a magician just casts spells and stuff. But generally speaking, you have the equivalent from other traditional RPGs in Shadowrun and races. You have humans, elves, dwarves, orcs, trolls, plus in later iterations you've got vampires and other mystical creatures like goblins, ghouls, zombies, werewolves, all that type of fun stuff. But the coolest thing about Shadowrun is that it is set in a future. It's set in 2029. There's technology and stuff. Now, in other iterations, they keep on moving the date back. So I think in the latest one's like 2042. But Shadowrun is set in a future that is very dystopian and very dark, dreary. Basically, magic has come back to the world. With magic coming back to the world, you have the magical creatures have come back to the world. So you have humans and metahumans. Metahumans are the elves, the dwarves, the orcs, the trolls, and vampires and other stuff like that. But you also have the most powerful magical creatures of all time coming back. That's right, motherfucking dragons. And dragons are like, they do what dragons do. They've carved the earth into their own territories, and they're basically ruling over their fiefdoms. And dragons, like dragons do, they hoard, they have huge amounts of magical ability, they're damn near unstoppable, and you just don't want to fuck with them. So basically, that's Shadowrun. It's got technology, it's got hacking, it's got magic. It's a nice melding between your traditional fantastical RPGs and something like a cyberpunk RPG. Well, like the name cyberpunk. So it's a nice balance between the two. So here's this is a little story that happened to me. Well, last week, Thursday. Some friends and I were playing Shadowrun, and basically once a year we get together for like an epic, during our vacations, we get together for at least 2 or 3 days for an epic tabletop RPG-a-thon. Which is friggin' awesome. We've been playing these games for like, since I was 13, so 16 years. Okay, 16 years of playing RPGs together. Sometimes a new person joins the group, but always the same core 4 or 5 people. So, we played an epic game of Shadowrun. So, basically, I'm gonna tell you the setup. I played a character that I rolled like 14 years ago, named Alan Jones, okay, Alan Jones. Alan Jones. Alan Jones is a mage who basically some shit went down and he lost his magical abilities. So basically, I had to start building my character so that who I had previously kitted out to be a really good magic user, who now had access to none of his magic except for like 2 spells, and those 2 spells took a long time to charge up and and were greatly handicapped. And so I basically had to start from scratch, but I didn't want to retire the character. So I said, I'm going to roll with this. This is a greatly handicapped character. I might be able to do something to make him cool. So basically, I rolled with it, and because I basically like playing this character and DMing this character being used in a story, I was able to revamp this character. He didn't regain what he had before, but through the storyline we were able to concoct with this character and some other characters too, he was able to get even more power than he had before, but with some caveats so he wouldn't be like one of those all-powerful, I could do everything characters. Or as I call it, Superman Syndrome, which can piss off the DM if you try to make a Superman Syndrome character. So, basically, my character wound up becoming a techno mage, which basically just meant that my character carried around a ley line. Basically, my character was a ley line. So if there was a shaman or another mage on the team, they got powered up. All my spells got boosted because I was a walking ley line. And my character also my magic spells got replaced by electricity magic spells. I gained the ability to teleport myself through electricity, like through wires and lightning and shit. And I gained the ability to use this electrical lightning in order to dominate drones and turrets and shit and take control of them for X amount of time. So basically, I was a techno mage, and but between me getting to these abilities, like I also had the ability to use kinetic charges to cast kinetic charge on weapons or other people's weapons or my own, which basically means I can make a bullet have the mass of, say, a truck. So you get shot with a bullet that has the mass of a truck, which basically means that shot is just gonna fucking wreck your ass. But if I use it on my own weapon, it costs, like, the more powerful the weapon, the longer it takes between casts. So it's like, if I use it on a handgun, like basically the future version of a 9mm, it's gonna take me like an hour to use it again. But if I use it on a Gatling gun, it's going to take me 24 hours to use it again. So there are limits to my character's powers, and you know, I wasn't using the best equipment or anything. So basically, as the Techno Mage, that was my character that I was playing as. My friend was playing as an orc with a Gatling gun. And a Gatling gun and a dichotic katana, and he was the prototypical street samurai, real badass. Our other friend was playing as the hacker slash physical adept. So basically, physical adepts in Shadowrun are basically like they're martial artists. Basically, they can harden their skin so that it's as hard as or even harder than steel. They can like use Fist of the North Star type shit to like hit your pressure points and make your body explode and shit. It's actually pretty damn cool. I've never seriously played as one, but they have some pretty cool shit. They're very equipment. They aren't equipment dependent, so they're very good if you want to be cheap. So our street samurai was the troll, was my friend Ian. Our physical adept was a dwarf, was his wife, Megan. Our shaman slash healer was Steve, and our DM was Ray. Okay, so we're playing, things are going well. We went on a series of milk runs in order to raise some cash, and at the same time to kind of set up this major run where basically we had to go into this corporation and steal these files, okay, for a pretty damn good payoff for all four of us, or well, 4 or 5 of us, because there's always going to be a betrayal someplace in there. Whenever Ray DM, there's going to be a betrayal, a turncoat somewhere in there. So basically, we're working through doing what we need to do, and we finally get to the main job, okay? And we're playing through, and we're doing pretty well. Our hacker is like doing his job, or doing her job. She's playing a female character. Our hacker's doing her job. Things are going well, but then our hacker failed a hacking skill decking check, which in Shadowrun hacking is called decking, and she tripped an alarm. Now this is a very high level place we were going into. Shit was about to get real. So basically, like these dudes, like she hacks she trips the alarm, and the head of security comes out, and the dude is really fucking calm. Like, no, stop them. He's like, yeah, we heard you were coming in. Turns out the guy who was with us, the security expert who was with us, was the inside man. Ray, that's his thing. He loves having the betrayal. He does it so often, you just know it's going to be whenever he does, he ever DMs or Dungeon Master, whatever. So basically, shit gets real, and the guy decides to use the prototype of what we're stealing the files of. So basically, like, that have been rushed to market and are now being mass produced in a small test run. And these things are friggin' battle droids, but they're bionic battle droids, so they're like bionic and cybernetic at the same time. These damn things are unstoppable, and they're made out of trolls, so they can regen at a fantastic rate. They're more machine than organic, but they've got like rocket launcher arms and chainsaw. I mean, just not to be fucked with. And we're like, at this point, we know we're fucked, because I can't help, because I can short out a few of them, but I can't use my technological ability to control any of them. We only have decking characters, but she has been booted out of the system, and she can't get back in for like 4 turns. and our troll has used up all of his life health kits. So basically, we think we're fucked. We think we're fucked. So basically, in a moment of brilliance, our shaman summons several constructs to buy us some time, and they start attacking these things. They're getting the shit kicked out of them though. They're like, they take down one, but there's like 5 of them, and they're all really powerful. And we're sitting there, and I'm like, oh shit, what can I do? Because at this point, like, I used the kinetic shot on my handgun a few fights ago, but the timer hasn't gone down. So I'm like, shit, what can I do? What can I do? So finally, I think, okay, there's a turret in the ceiling. I can use my electric domination ability to take control of it and use it against some of these dudes. It might not kill them, but it'll hold them off a little bit. So I do that, and it buys us enough time until my kinetic shot, I can use it again. So I use it on the troll's Gatling gun. He's been in undercover the entire time. He's hiding behind cover. His cover is getting chipped away because these dudes have rocket launchers. This cover would be good against shotguns and assault rifles. Rocket launchers, it's holding, but it's getting worn down. And shit is getting kind of dicey because he's about to die. Our shaman had to heal him, but when you heal in Shadowrun, you only heal what you had, up to what you came in the battle with, like not like fully healed. I mean, there is a greater heal spell, but she didn't have it equipped. So we're sitting there, and so I cast kinetic shot on him, and he starts mowing these bastards down with his Gatling gun. And he kills like 3 of them. There's like 2 left, and I'm like, well, shit, I can take down that last one. So I hit it with 2 lightning strikes, and it's down. There's 1 left, but it's heavily injured, and it tries to kamikaze us, but my friend, who's the troll, Ian, he uses his katana to slice the arm off with the rocket launcher arm. So he steals it. So now he's got a rocket launcher. It's only got 2 rockets, but he steals the shit. We break. We're like, well, we can't go quietly and steal these files, so we break in, go all the way up to the 72nd floor, and we steal the files. And we're like, well, shit, how the hell are we going to get out of here? Because we can't go out the way we came in because that place is covered. So we wind up hijacking the executive vertibird and flying our way out. Even though no one really had a flight skill, we still made it between the 4 of us. Between the 4 of us. The guy who was the traitor to us, we shot him in the face and threw him off the vertibird after he gave us the codes. And we managed to get paid, and it was quite interesting. It was quite fun because, I mean, we knew there was a, you know, it was a very harrowing experience. It was fun. So that's my very first Tavern Tale for you guys. It's a Shadowrun Tavern Tale. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section. If you have any questions, I will attempt to answer them. So, with that being said, I bid you good day. Stay tuned. I will have another Tavern Tale coming out sometime later this week where I'll be talking about one of my favorite RPGs of all time. The one that my friends and we made ourselves. Good day.